Hi, I'm Sonya Mau, and I joined Women to Women when I heard Judge Beth Robb talk about why she wanted to help start this program. And it was because in her lifetime as a judge, she began to see near the last decade the next generation of people living in poverty. And I immediately thought, we must do something to break that cycle because it just doesn't make sense. And so Women to Women does that. They do that by collecting money and then investing it properly for women focused programs. And then when I learned that women investments in women's program is like a third of the total investment in the whole United States, I realized it's even more important because we are supporting an area that has not been well covered. Now, one of the things I like about Women to Women, how they do this, is beside investing in a program, they ask for a report back as to the results. And that is really heart fulfilling when you listen to what they've learned and how women have benefited from it, women and families. One of the examples was one of the first groups where they had training for the mothers who were in shelters because they're running away from some kind of abuse, and they take their children with them. And they learn, and then they had a choice, and this was part of the project. Would they choose to learn more about their finances or learn about how to handle the children, because they become disruptive and actually mimic the abuser sometimes. So there's a psychological way to handle that. These women, would you believe, they chose the money, learning how to handle the money because they knew that they could handle what their children were doing, but they needed an investment to break that cycle of poverty. I keep thinking how wise women are and how lucky that we are to have a Woman to Women program that helps women and children break that cycle. So I've been very proud to be a member from the very beginning. The second reason for me is a personal one. My mother had 5 girls, and she made sure that we knew we were just as good as any boy, as she said. I'll never forget that quote when I was in the 4th grade. I don't know about you, but I made an A-, and my mother said, "Why didn't you make an A?" And I said, "Mom, everybody else is making B's and even C's. It doesn't matter." And she says, "It does matter because you're better than any boy." What an amazing thing. And I agree with that. But the point is, in our world, women need to help each other. So I determined I would join because of my mother more than anything. And I actually brought 2 memberships, one for me and one for my mother who lives in Memphis. But it didn't matter. What we're doing is contributing to other women so we all become stronger. And I'm very proud of Women to Women because it's lasted this long, it's kept us focused, and I know Women to Women is making an impact in this community. Thank you.